The whole nation would know God. They also were told by the prophets that the kingdom would be glorious. A lion would lie down with a lamb, and children could play in a snake pit, and the whole topography of the planet would be changed, and the Lord would create a river flowing from Jerusalem out to make the desert blossom like a rose. They had all kinds of things in the Old Testament to look to, that there would come the prevailing peace and joy and comfort, the absence of poverty, the absence of sickness, long life. If you die at 100 years, the prophet said you die as a baby. They knew all of that. And he will destroy this one in the future, totally. But before he destroys it, there will be a fourth ecosystem. In the 1,000-year millennial kingdom to come, life on this earth will change. If somebody dies at 100 years, they die as an infant. The desert will blossom like a rose. Lion will lie down with a lamb. Children will play in a snake pit. That is a totally different ecosystem.
Will do it in the future when he returns to establish the kingdom on earth. And the New Testament teaches that that's a real, actual kingdom. Even Isaiah defines the lion lying down with the lamb and the desert blossoms like a rose. There's a lot of elements that they're physical as well as spiritual. Even Isaiah defines the lion lying down with the lamb. Isaiah defines the lion lying down with the lamb.
All right. What you looking for?
I am looking for the master.
Ain't no masters here, dude. Ain't no slaves either.
Is this not his fortune cookie factory?
The master, he doing his wisdom thing.
I seek only wisdom of the master.
You want wisdom? You buy a fortune cookie.
Take a hike, cool breeze.
Yeah, baby.
Please, I must see the master. It is very important to me.
Look here, chump. The master don't see nobody, especially no jive coolies.
Yeah, he don't see no one who don't know how to get down, baby.
Right.
You dig, bro? You too square, man.
Well, let me say it so he can understand it, Jim. You go now. Chop, chop. Holy ass out of this place. Am I saying right now? That's good. That's good. Like hasta la pasta, you know? Buenas noches.
Avisen, baby.
Hasta luego. Sayonara. Catch you on the flip-flop. Sayonara.
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer. I'm rolling back prices to 1965. What do you think of that? Donuts. Package of 6, how much?
$1.12.
Oh! Too much. Aspirin. Price?
$3.40.
Oh, please. AA batteries, package of 4.
$4.29.
Nice try. Well, I think this whole shelf looks suspect. One soda. 12 ounces.
50 cents.
Sold.
When Mandela affected, oh no, where did that go? Mandela affected, oh no. I said we going Mandela affected, oh no, where did that go? And we all affected. Oh no. I said daydreaming.
They said I'm just a daydreamer dreaming with my head always motherfucking in the ceiling. But it seems that the shoes got that Texans. Y'all ain't really fucking see y'all affected. But now you got 6 holes in your fucking face, man. What is you been sleeping? No one is mistaken me for logically frustrated. Cause now I know that there's always been 6 people seated in the JFK assassination. But of course all the vets know let's go heroin. Logically frosty, he shouldn't be like this. Honestly, he should be cold as shit. Does he need a scarf and what's the point of it? Be careful what you wish for in the Matrix glitch. Where I'm fucking from, it wasn't like this. But at least it's nice to know I'm not alone in shifts.
Mandela affected. Oh no, where did that go? Mandela affected. Oh no. I said we going Mandela. Oh no, where did that go? Oh no, I said
you shifty bastard, your wrists are tethered as your pulses under your thumb no longer centered. Your shrinking factor, here and after. Not even talking that quick, it's just that time is moving faster. You're lost in the facts since reality's hagfish. Like summoning demons with these dancing tactics. Like Sam Psychiatric, blending some magic. Losing your stars and stripes as the demons demanded. Running in circles, but to whose advantage? It's a sense from the creators while on Satan's sandwich. No longer get scared from Ricky Ricardo's laughter. In fact, I slap a bitch just to hear someone in the chatter. Like someone in a bar quoting it like it matters. Cause this isn't my home, it's a slain in disaster. How the fuck could this be? Someone tell me, yo, can't say.
Mandela affected. Oh no, where did that go? Mandela affected. Oh no. I said we going Mandela affected. Oh no, where did that go? And we all affected. Oh no. I said daydream.
All right. What up, everybody? We got here. Who do we got? We got Boston Ray.
What's up?
Boston.
Chilling.
What are you doing?
Chilling.
You got some all-stars in the chat today.
Yeah, we do, huh? We have some great people.
You know what? I'm realizing that I like doing minimal shows. I think sometimes less is more. And for me, my approach is the actual, not flood you with videos, but just do the ones that are right, at the right time.
Yeah.
When I feel like it. So not like, oh, I got to, put it out there.
I feel
So that's why I like having these videos. And let me turn off the. I haven't done this in a while. Sorry.
You getting rusty?
Yeah, man. I used to do it like every week, make videos. Every week. That was like the height of when I was pushing out those videos.
That was the height of my lifetime, man. When are you gonna bring it back, man? I used to love the Hieu TV. I'll come here every night instead of doing my show and hang out with you. It'd be so much easier. I won't have to do anything. I'll screen share for you or whatever you want me to do. But like, my life would be so much easier if you ran the show.
The best part is when you make videos, and they're not often, right? But my approach is when I make them, they're not often. It's the ones that show up, that matter. So that's all. That's all that counts, because they're there for a reason, and they want to.
And my dog Fido, quiet down.
So tell me about this dog Fido. I don't know the backstory. Why do you have a dog Fido?
Well,
in your background,
I loved having a stuffed dog on my show so much, right? I loved having him so much that I missed him, and I couldn't live with myself. So I bought a dog named Fido, right? And Singe Man, who's in the chat right now, shout out to Singe Man. The dog would, he was alive, and Singe Man kept feeding him these duck biscuits from the corner bodega, and I don't know what they were. They were shaped like a duck, and they had something sprinkled on them, and he loved them. And then one day, my dog Fido keeled over in better or whatever lesser terms, right? So my stuffed dog Fido, I couldn't let him go. So we had the agency taxidermy department, the science guy, stuff him. And that's why he doesn't move. But that's my dog, Fido. And I love having a stuffed dog around so much that I can't let him go. I can't do it. My heart will not let me do it.
So it's a real dog or a stuffed dog?
Now he's a stuffed dog. He was a real dog, but Singe Man kept feeding him duck biscuits from the corner bodega, and Singe Man killed my fucking dog. Singe Man killed my dog.
I think you need a conversation with Singe Man then.
Well, he knows he did it, but he didn't mean to do it. Less is more. I digress.
You know what? Fido, in memory of Fido.
I still give him water. I still give him food sometimes.
That's cute. So you still love Fido, and Fido's on your background.
He's got my back. In the RV. At least. I can bring him anywhere I want now. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier. He doesn't bark at nobody no more. He doesn't really need food. Sometimes I buy it anyways when I have extra money just to throw on dog food.
So today we're going to be talking about Mandela effect and what that means to us. You know what? You can go so deep. You can just stay on the shallow part, or you can.
Are we going deep tonight on this? Are we
going in between? So it's really up to you what you want. But I'd like to just talk about the future of Mandela effect, and then what? How does that change our life? How does it impact the way we live? Knowing these things, like, should we be different? Should we take take the approach towards life different? I don't know. What do you think?
I still trying to figure out what it is that's causing it. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, if it's a message from the creator, like some people say, because Bible changes and things like that, then maybe we should look at it and live like life. But what if it's just like, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Until I know what's going on, I'm just gonna like sit back and let you guys figure it out. I'll let all the pros take care of it. And then when
Boston Ray, I thought you were smart.
When you guys make a decision, I'll follow suit.
No, that doesn't take the onus off of you.
All right.
How long have you known about the Mandela effect being true? So you should have some.
This is gonna sound. What do you want me to? All right. What was the question again? Go back to the question. What do you want me to answer?
I'm just wondering, like, what is this Mandela effect, and how should it affect us in a better way to live and to adjust to this reality?
For me, the reality flip-flops a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, things like one way I'll remember it for a while, then I might take the update or something. I'm not sure after like a year or two, and then I'm like, I'm not even sure the way I even remembered it anymore. Like, it gets really tough, But I try to hold on to those like original memories. The Ford logo really messed me up a lot. Like the Ford logo muffed me up. Okay, it was like it's people like, oh, it's just a logo, right? But like, I went outside my house and looked around at every single car on the street, and they all had that friggin' loop-de-loo on it. And I'm like, no matter what year it was, no matter how old it was, you know what I mean? Like, you don't think something weird's going on with that? Like, you don't remember it having just a straight line like the guy's original signature? Like, I do. And I remember it was around 92. It was around 92 was the model. So I don't know. But like, why don't the 92s that are still around that like people have in classic cars and garages and stupid shit? Like, what's going on?
It's a nice squirrely sign there. It's like, come on.
Go outside and look at all the Fords, and you'll see there's a little squirrely on every single one, no matter what. And the Volkswagen one too. I remember it was all one piece, and I know that's a big one for you. But like, It's just a little
Well,
line.
when you think
It
of,
doesn't matter, right? It's just a little line, but it
when you
was.
think of when you think of the brand Ford, you think tough, right? There's a little squirrely line.
And dilemma with the silent N. Why would everybody spell it with a silent N? Like, like I remember it that way. Like, were we taught wrong? Or like, was it the teachers teaching us how to spell dilemma with an N? Like, why would you ever put an N in the middle of a word dilemma? Like, I don't know, man. You know what?
I've concluded that the Mandela effect is one wacky mofo because the
music changes.
They like to make fun of things, make things really silly, off, right? Like it's not like, hey, there's something about that that's not, something about that that's changed. But it makes it in a fun, comical way, in a very personal way too, because there are personal Mandela effects. But I just find it really, really comical that it plays in a somewhat type of humor.
Oh yeah, so me and Singe Man found one new, right? Singe Man found it, right? Drano. You remember Drano?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you spell it?
I wouldn't say I remembered it. My thinking is just drain and then -o.
We'll just look it up right now.
I don't know.
It's Drano. It's like a drain, DRAN with a line over it. And like we found residue for it, for spelled Drano. We found a lot of residue for it.
ANO?
I think Singe Man found it. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure though. No, someone else found it a long time ago though, because we looked it up and there was another video and other people noticed it besides us. It wasn't just us, but Singe Man noticed it on his own the other day. Like
DRANO. No I.
With the line over the end, dude.
So no I.
You should screen share the logo. Show people.
You guys can just pull it up. Just pull it up. Just Drano. It's like,
you want me to do it? All right. I mean, I can if you want.
Nah, it's all good. It's gonna be a chill day. We're gonna
just do your own research. Just do it on your own.
No, that's amazing. I thought it was
Laxy Daisy today.
I thought it was DRAINO.
Yeah.
N and then -o. That's what I thought. What did you guys think?
That one was pretty weird. We stumbled upon that. Me and Singe Man just stumble upon things during our live streams at night that we don't expect sometimes.
I just feel like sometimes like it wants to get our attention so badly that it makes these like really somewhat obvious to us ones,
Yeah.
I just think, man, I mean, what do you guys think? What does the audience think? This is like this, because I mean, I have my personal speculations, but I'll wait until the end.
And then the Bible changes are really weird because it's like, for me, like I never really studied the Bible before the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect kind of brought me to the Bible because people were pointing out all these Bible changes, and then I started kind of like looking at scripture more, because people were like, look at this, look at that. Isaiah 11:6, the book of, I know for a fact that it was the book of Revelations, right? Now it's the book of Revelation, right? Or the other way around. I can't even remember anymore, but I remember that it had an S at one point. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why would you just take an S away? Is that what they did, right?
Culture. It's not just in pop culture. It goes into the scriptures as well. Bible Mandela effects. Isaiah 11:6.
I don't know.
So lion and the lamb. But now wolf and the lamb.
The wolf shall dwell with the sheep, it said for a while, and now I think it says lamb. It changed a little bit in different translations I saw.
Right. My point is, it's no longer lion. So it'll come into the scripture realm too. It has no boundaries. It'll go into your physical realm where things in your body change.
Yeah, that's crazy. I tried to pull a stream together one night on body changes. It was the stream went well, but we didn't really cover many body changes. They're pretty tough to prove. I talked to a doctor about it, right? My son's doctor, right? She's like, she did like some sort of martial arts or something. And I was like, listen, you know about the kidney punch, right? Right? And she was like, yeah, it's illegal, you know? And I'm like, well, the kidneys are up like under the ribs now. And she's like a pediatrician, and she's like, well, you know, the body isn't solid like people think, and it like moves around. Like, I don't know what she was really trying to say. She's like, but it's not like you picture it. Like, organs do, like, it's like fluid. Like, I don't know. I don't know what she was trying to say. Like something like that.
Just trying to explain why there's no more kidney punches.
yeah, exactly.
The body is squishy.
She kind of like glitched out on me. I didn't want to like.
Body is squishy.
I didn't want her to call me like crazy and push it too far. So I could have took it to the next level on her.
Gotta pick your battles sometimes, huh?
I had to bite my tongue on that one.
Yeah, you gotta bite
it's my kids. It's my kids. I'm trying to Mandela affect my kid's doctor. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, man, ain't happening. Maybe I will when I go back.
You said that,
I'm not allowed in there no more though, but I'll go back. You'll see.
you said that the Mandela effect has brought you to God or to spirituality. What did you say, Ray?
It helped wake me up a lot, and yeah, it brought me to just studying the scriptures more, right? Because like photohelix. If you ever watched him, he was good, and he used to do a lot of Mandela effects, and then he kind of like brought everybody into the scriptures too, you know, with him. So that was pretty cool. And that's where I learned a lot. But he passed away, unfortunately, and rest in peace.
I think I haven't been closer to God since I learned the Mandela effect. Meaning, it has brought me closer to God, even more now, today.
Yeah, I'm closer to God.
The longer I know more about the Mandela effect, the longer or the deeper and much richer my love for God is. Because it explains that it's just not all physical. There is a spiritual aspect as well.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
When you go into the spirit realm, it's like, it's endless. Like you can talk about evil, you can talk about good, you can talk about light and darkness. You can talk about that type of stuff. Which in the physical realm, you know, they just explain it away with science.
In a way, YouTube is the spirit realm, because long after we're gone, these videos will still be up, and our spirits will still be here for people to watch. Think about that. Now that's a trip.
Okay, but think of it as more as, okay, then what type of spirit do you want to leave behind? Because there's all different types of spirits. And
I want to leave behind the most authentic type of image of me that there is. I'm not trying to put on a facade for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing to prove. I don't have nothing to hide. The truth set me free. And that's how I feel about it. I got no skeletons in my closet. Come over to my house. You're invited. There's been many people have been here already.
Hold on, I
got a bass guitar and a Fender Stratocaster and an acoustic.
I'm gonna get the battery to plug in. So Ray, can you do a shout out, please?
All right, we got Brian Stavely, we got Call for Zero, we got Blue Pac-Man, we got Sunshine, we got I don't see a whole lot of people. Brian Stavely 3, Brian Stavely Patreon streams. RT. The best. Just the best people, that's all. Just the best people. Best people. Fido, quiet down. So yeah, like all right, I went to the library one day and I got the Peanuts books out, and you should do this at all your libraries. I got the Peanuts books out, the little kids' Peanuts books, and I noticed that the sticker that the librarian puts on it says Schultz, and the librarian types it up, you know, but the book says Schultz. The book says Schultz, but the librarians still remember Schultz with a T. Or they put it on the book when it said Schultz, and then the book merged to another reality, but the sticker stayed the same. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. But what do you think about that? Because I found a whole bunch of books at the library where on the binder part where the librarian puts their little sticker with the numbers to file it, it said like Charles Schultz with a T.
What's his middle name? What's his middle name?
M.
Charles M. Schultz.
Charles M. Schultz.
It used to have a T, right?
It used to have a T, but now there's no T. It's Schultz. But if you go look at the library, I found a whole bunch of books where the librarian still wrote Schultz, and the book says Schultz right there. And I showed them. I showed the librarian. I went up and it was like, and then they changed it.
You should have took a picture of it.
I did. I have a picture of it. I put it in a video somewhere.
Wow.
Somewhere in YouTube land. It's out there. Probably
somewhere in the archives of Boston, one of Boston Ray's videos.
There's so many of them. I lost a whole bunch too.
Like, Ray, you got like archives of videos that you've done.
Yeah,
like, bro, man,
I don't
like,
know why. I just went nuts. I just went nuts for about like a while on YouTube. I just went crazy. I just went YouTube crazy, and you know, it was fun.
What was going on behind Ray at that time? Like, why was it so crazy? Like, why was it so?
I just couldn't sleep at night, and I was bored. So I was like, hey, let's do a show. Let's start up a show. And I hung out with you for a while on your show. Then you kind of like stopped doing your show at the same time I started doing my show, which was weird because all that shit happened to you. So I don't know. It's tough to run a show at night though when you have a bunch of guests on. You know what I mean? On YouTube.
I think, yeah. And maybe, I don't know. It's good that you stepped back a little bit. Like what we were saying, less is more or can be more.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning too. Just trying to stay healthy and get that mental clarity. You know, mental health is very important for me. Not only mental health, but physical health as well. Even emotional and spiritual health. So just working on all those things is important. And I'm just trying to do more daily walks. Like, dude, compared to other people, like my life is like boring. Like I just like walking. I walk around my neighborhood. I walk around like areas that have grass. I go to my neighborhood park and I walk around there. And dude, the people that you'll meet, like midday at a park, like at 2 p.m. at a park on a Thursday. Like
I
know
what you're saying. If you pay attention while you're there, if you're not looking down at your phone, you know what I mean? Because that's what happened to me, man. It got to the point where like I was hooked up to the computer like 24 hours a day with a string attached to me with this, and then you start feeling like you're like Neo in the Matrix, and you're like, dude, I had to unplug for a while, dude.
Bro, you bet you should. You should unplug. It's important.
I do. Because it's like you're just being exposed to screens and frequencies and friggin' headphones, and it's just too much after a while, man. It's like you need to take some time to just relax and, you know, play some music or do whatever you do, and just that's what I've been jamming. I was playing bass earlier, you know what I mean, for my dad, and I was showing him some stuff that I learned.
I think the great part of finding a community or friends online is that you connect with them, but at the same time, it can not be a good thing because if that's all who you're hanging out with is people who are online.
There's a lot of people. And
never people in person, like the people like right that are living with you or right in front of you, or even your neighbors. Like it doesn't become healthy because. Yes, we get better stimulation through the digital because we connect better. However, we still need to learn how to communicate and be in the moment around the people around us.
Yeah. I'm having a baby in 3 months, July 11th, a boy. So that's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? That's what I'm up against right now. So,
Well,
yeah.
Ray, one day at a time, bro. You know what? Just give them enough love. Just give them care and love. That's all they need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you got to be there for them. We all got to be there for our kids. I got an 11-year-old.
Sometimes you're going to take drastic measures to be there for them. Sometimes you're going to do dirt that you don't want to do.
Hey, man.
Whatever it takes to survive. It's life's a struggle.
You know what? But at the same time, man, we gotta have to count our blessings too, right?
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, exactly. Counting our blessings. Exactly, man. That's exactly what it's about.
Because when I don't count my blessings, man, things can go south real quick. But I count my blessings, and you skyrocket to another level, which is gratitude. You know, being thankful for what you have, your health, your friends, family, you know? So
Yeah.
I just try to keep it one day at a time. And
yeah, exactly. But you know where that got me though? The one day at a time thing. I did it for a while. Okay, one day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time. When it gets really complicated, 1 second at a time. But you know what? The one day at a time thing. Okay, so I got through life one day at a time, right? It really worked. It really worked. My life was going swell, right? But I never made no 5-year plan. No, where am I gonna be when I'm 30? You know what I mean? What am I gonna do with my life? It was just one day at a time. One day. Next thing you know, 15, 20 fucking years went by, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 38 years old, and where did I end up? In an RV with a stuffed dog. You know what I mean? Like down by the river. Unbelievable. Tragic. So
I like it.
So do you know what the difference between a dream and a goal is?
A dream is something that you don't take action towards.
Goals have deadlines, okay? So a dream could be something that you want to have, right? But if you really want it to happen, put a fucking deadline on it. You know what I mean? Put a deadline on it, or it's never going to happen, or it could happen. Deadline.
Boston Ray.
I'm Boston Ray, and that's my slice of the mud.
All right, cool. So,
Mojo. What up? Sorry.
I just want to say it's good to see you. It's good to see everyone. Unindoctrinated. What's up? Mojo Shop. Says, hey, Ray, one love for all. Brian Staley says, Ray, you're big time now. You have your own trolls.
Do I? Yeah.
Hey, when you have trolls, that's when you make it.
Yeah, you know you made it once you have soccer accounts bothering you.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Stay positive. That's what I'm trying to do.
Haters make what do they say? Yeah, haters make you famous.
Yeah. Well.
No, this is what's going on. Like, I'm moving forward, and anybody who's not with me, I'm leaving them behind. That's what's going on now. I'm moving forward, and I'm leaving people behind. And I'm sorry. I have to. I had to tighten up my circle. You know what I'm saying? But
hey,
whatever.
You know what? You need.
I'm sorry I had to leave you behind.
This is going to be a session on Boston Ray and his emotional,
That's all I wanted to say about it. If you're not with me, I'm leaving you behind. And I'm Boston Ray, and that's my slice of the mud. Boom.
Boom. All right. So, Ray, tell me how long have you known about the Mandela effect?
All right. Dude, you're not going to believe this, but like I noticed, and this is going to sound cliche, but the Berenstain Bears, dude, right? When I was a kid, I know it was the Berenstain Bears, right? And I used to have this thing called the Scholastic Bookshop, the Scholastic, whatever. They gave it to you at school, right? And it was like a paper, and you could order books, the Scholastic Book Club, right? In the Boston public schools, you could like check off all these books every month, and it was always Berenstain Bears. I used to go to me and my friends used to love those books, and we used to go to the library, and we used to the school library and get the Berenstain Bears, and this was like back in the 90s, right? And then I remember at one point I saw a few that said Berenstain Bears when I was a kid, but I still seen some that said Berenstain Bears at the same time, and I thought it was weird, and I was like, what happened? Like there'd be some days I'd see one that said Berenstain, and I would think, what are they like making a fake Berenstain Bears or something? Or they're like, what's going on? And then there's other days I'd see them that say Berenstain. And I noticed that a while ago, and I didn't know what it is. And I kind of just brushed it to the side, you know, for like many, many years. I just like, whatever, it's just a book, you know. But then when I started seeing people post videos about like the Berenstain Bears, it caught my attention, you know, right away. Like, and then when I started seeing the Ford logo, and I went outside and looked at all the cars everywhere, every single car out on the street, and there's no more Ford logo with a straight line anywhere, no matter where you look throughout time, I started bugging out about it for a while. Like it really messed with me for a long time. Then I started watching Brian Stavely, and then he Mandela affected me so bad. I was like Mandela affected like crazy for a while, like looking into everything, digging, doing my own research. Friggin', you can't make sense of it. You can't get nothing out of it. You just find a bunch of residue, and you can see it both ways sometimes, and like you don't know what's causing it, but like you can never really find it the way you remembered, no matter what, like unless people like made it their own way. And it's always like an artist rendition or like a parody that remembers it. That's so weird. Why is it always a parody or an artist rendition? Like why, you know, like there's like things where you see a logo where like it says it's spelled the right way, but then the logo is spelled the wrong way, you know? And you're like, that's interesting. In the same ad, you're like, you know, like are people just making this stuff up on the computer and just to mess with us? No, because when you look it up, it's for real. You know, people try to say like, oh, that's just somebody. Sometimes people are just messing around, probably in some cases. But like when you look most of them up, the ones that you remember yourself, that's when you really start to realize that something is going on, right? And then once you can admit that something's going on, congratulations, you're Mandela affected now, right? Like, so you just have to admit that one Mandela effect is real. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to agree with them all, but if you find one of them that you can find that you remember, then you know it's real.
Does Bernstein or Berenstain have any German connection?
Yeah, it sounds like a German name to me.
Anybody
I don't know though. Maybe Jewish though. Stein, Jewish, but Stain might be German. I don't know.
Or maybe even Jewish. I don't know. It's
Maybe did it switch from Jewish to German? That would be weird.
I don't know, but maybe the audience can do some research on that because I think
we're not trying to think that deep tonight. We're not going the extra mile for this.
I did think there was some connection. I don't know why, but I have to do more digging. But at one point, I thought there was a German or connection in terms of the name, or maybe it was Jewish, but it was one or the other. Berenstain. Yeah.
The one that I noticed was that changed from German is Rubbermaid. It used to be like, I used to think when I was a kid, like I used to see like, and you guys are going to think this is dumb, but I used to see like the trash barrels and the containers that Rubbermaid, you know, and I used to be like, it's Rubbermaid, like MADE, like, you know, it's made out of rubber. Why are they saying that? It's made out of plastic. Like it's plastic Tupperware. Like I used to think that's weird, right? But now it's Rubbermaid, MAID, made, like the maid, like a maid made out of rubber, like a woman that would clean up your house. Like, and maid is a German word, so it changed from an American word for me to a German word, which is weird. And the Sun-Made raisins too, for me, changed from Sun-Made, made MADE to made MAID, and now it's got a woman. A maid on there, the maiden of the sun. I don't know what's going on. But that's what I noticed in my lifetime so far.
Sometimes I think, man, I noticed something today around I've been walking around my neighborhood, right? And when you walk around your neighborhood every day, you start to notice the things around your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Something happened to me.
So I was walking around my neighborhood, and there's these two homes that are right next to each other, like right next to each other, and they share 2 trees each, and they're like huge on their lawns, and it's like boom, 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 boom. So it's 4 trees in a row, and they're like they had like, it was like green with green leaves, but then it had like white stuff on it. It looked like snow, but it was probably like white buds of flower or whatever on top of it, all over on top of the tree, like all throughout the tree. So it's like a white greenish tree, all 4 of them. When I walk around it now, it's just green. So it was a change in climate, and that's why it's not white anymore.
What do you mean? The tree used to always bloom white, and now it doesn't no more?
Yeah, there's no more white. So it's just all.
Are you sure they didn't like switch the trees out overnight or something?
No, these trees are like that. No, these trees are like old, really old trees. They're big trees.
The Mandela Burglar coming soon. You'll see. There's a new character coming out called the Mandela Burglar by Singe Man. It's gonna be good.
So when I notice these things, and I'm the only one who notices it, no one else in the planet notices what I just noticed. It does something to you. It's like only I notice this thing. Yeah. And I could be wrong, but I notice a lot of things that are kind of a little off, and it shouldn't be. And that's when
who switches trees overnight? I would.
Okay, maybe one person overnight, right?
I'll do it. You want me to switch trees overnight? I'll do it.
But there's 2 homes with 4 trees total. So what are the odds of 2 owners switch them overnight? Shit like that, man. It's crazy. So it really messes with you. It really messes with me sometimes. And I feel like I have a grasp on it already. Like, oh, I shouldn't be surprised. However, it's always surprising when it hits home to you, so personal.
Hold on. My woman's asking for my wallet again.
All right. Solo mode. How's it going, everybody? Maybe it's a good time to take a break. We just got into the Mandela effect. I mean, there's so much to talk about. I mean, we could go on and on about our personal Mandela effects or the ones that we like, but I'm sure by now you've heard most of the ones I've already known or I know. So do we want to go down that route, or do we want to talk maybe even deeper? Do we want to talk deeper, Ray, about the Mandela effect, or
let's go deep on it, dude. I've been in this Mandela effect thing for a long time now. Like, what do you want to talk about?
You ready? Are you ready? I don't know. I don't think you're ready. I don't think the audience thinks that Boston Ray is ready to go deep down on
what do you want to talk about? I mean, I feel like, like for a while, I felt like I was in a different dimension, because you know what happened? All right, all at the same time, right? I lost my family. My family was acting different towards me, right? I didn't see them for about 6 years, and I had like 2 kids, and they didn't come to see their grandkids for like 6 years, right? My brother is not the same anymore. He's not the same person that he was before. Like, all at the same time, when I started noticing this Mandela effect, my whole life changed. Like, I went from like riches to rags. You know what I mean? Like, and I was in a completely like different world. And at the same time, I started to notice everything was different too. So it wasn't like just like little things changing. It was like my whole world changed on me, all at the same time while this was happening when I first noticed it. So for a while, I was very confused. I was very confused. You know what I mean? But luckily, I found this group of people that look at these Mandela effects that prove to me that I wasn't crazy, because like There was a few times I went to the, like doctor's appointments and started talking about it, and they like thought I was nuts. And I was like, no, look it up. Like, look it up. And I was explaining to them, and then they looked it up. And then after that, they got rid of me. So they can't handle it. They glitch out. They don't know what to do. Psychiatrists don't know what to do about it. Bring it up to your psychiatrist, see what they say. You show them the proof. They'll be like fine, get them on something that they'll know about. You know what I mean? And just keep pushing. Just keep pushing and showing people, because it does something. It like releases some sort of mechanism in the brain or something where it lets you see things after that. You can see things better, more clear.
See things more clear? What do you mean?
You can see through things easier. I noticed for me. I don't know. But it helps. It helps wake people up. There's all different ways of waking people up. You know, certain people are interested in the shape of the earth. Certain people are interested in like these pop culture changes and stupid things like that, because that's what they watch. They watch normal shit because they're normal people. You know, it's a good way to get them. You could show them like, I don't know, like Sally Field. What happened with that? You know, like just random ones. Then like, you know, then there's other people that are like really concerned about the shape of the earth. Then there's other people that can care less about the shape of the earth, and they feel like they're one with the earth, and they don't really care about what it's shaped like. And then other
Oh, I think we're breaking up. Hello? Ray. I think you might be breaking up, so I'm going to remove you. It's a good time to take a break. Thanks for joining, y'all. Thanks for joining to this episode of Hieu TV. How to live in a Mandela-affected world. I mean, have we even touched the surface? We've only touched the surface. You know, when the time is right, then the time is right. That's what I think. That's my motto. Thanks for coming, y'all. Let's take a break. All righty. We will see you soon.
Blame it on the news, the program recruits a flu of compliance and fear. The bats and the jokes, the mask was a hoax. I was the last one to lock down who cared. And I saw the surprise and the fear in their eyes when I laughed and said, what a shame. And they said, hey, you gotta put one on two, or we'll never be free again. 'Cause I got friends with no faces, they're restricting and fear chases the flu away. Well, I'll be so safe when TV says there's lower cases. If they put one on, they can go places. So I've got friends with no faces. Well, I guess this is wrong. It's gone on so long. Then each week there's one more. There's no end in sight, and the virtue is fine. And there's only one thing for sure. Yeah, I didn't see the cough or a sneeze, just needles and PCR tests. The numbers that spike up and down every hour. When TV's turned on, 'cause I got friends with no faces. We're conflicting rounds of moon, changing news each day. It's all here to stay. Yeah, when TV says there's lower cases, if they put one on, they can go places. So I've got friends with no faces. I've got friends with no faces. They're restricting their fear, chases the blues away. Well, I'll be so safe. Yeah, when TV says there's low cases, if they put one on, they can go places. So I've got friends with no faces. I've got friends with no faces. They're restricting their fear, chases the fools away. Well, I'll be so safe. Yeah, when TV says there's no cases, if they put one on, they can go places. So I've got friends with no faces. I've got friends with no faces. They're restricting their fear, chases the blues away. I'll be so safe.
An asteroid bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, measuring about 525 feet, will be passing by Earth today. For space standards, it'll be considered a close encounter, but the asteroid will still be about 3.6 million miles away. Now, this isn't the first time an asteroid has gotten this close to the planet, but it's getting attention because of its size.
Most of them zip by our planet without any incident, but they are a wake-up call to the future, so that in the future, if we don't discover those objects early enough to be able to do something about it, they could collide with our planet and cause damage. Again, the chance of that happening anytime soon is slim.
Very slim. An even bigger asteroid is expected to get close to Earth next week. However, space experts still say that these asteroids, they won't be visible to the naked eye.
So slim, but there's still a chance.
I guess.
Okay.
I raised my eyebrow.
I know.
I doubt it. I doubt it. You probably could sleep easy, I'm sure.
I hope so. Every time I see those stories, I'm like,
I know. It's cringing.
It's only in the movies.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good
only
word
in the
for it.
movies, you guys, okay?
Only in the movies. Hey.
Yes.
Are you back?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Hey, what did you think of Steffi's song?
I love Steffi's song, actually. I was over there. I posted it when she premiered it, but yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm not really a big country person, but when I went down south, I was enjoying the country music, and it's, it's just music, and there's a lot of people that do like country music, and it's a good way to, and it's a karaoke song. It's meant to be a karaoke, and we need that because Truth to Karaoke is off the hook. It's off the hook. Did you see me blow it up on the stage there with the Flat Earth Anthem in the other song that I'm not even going to say the name of? And I'll just call it "And We Know." Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
When you went on that road trip, was it a good experience? I mean, did you learn a lot of stuff?
I had so much fun, man. I met everybody. I got to hang out with Brian for like a whole week and a half. Man, we had so much fun. I had more fun with Brian and Tommy than anybody in like years. And Christian's fun too. But like just to be able to meet them was amazing. Like I went all the way down there just to really meet Tommy. I didn't even expect to meet Brian. That was like a surprise, Like they didn't tell me that until like I was like already on my way. Like pretty much. I think it was close to that time, but I was going to meet Tommy anyway. Like, and that was amazing just to be able to play music and be, you know, and I met Mojo Shop and I met the whole Kakalaki crew. And I went all the way down the South Coast, dude. And I drove all Christian drove 26 hours straight back. I witnessed it.
I
witnessed it.
Men doing that.
26 hours. It was almost like, because he dropped me off at my house and it was like 25 something hours it took, right? And he stopped a few times, like not to sleep.
He
had to get to his son's drum thing. He was like,
I'll tell you this.
Boom, I'm gonna make it. He was like, no matter what. He was like a bat out of hell down the highway.
Christian Knapp is a lot of things, but he's also a good parent.
He made it. He made it.
Effort.
He made it. I was touched by it. I was like, wow. I wish my dad would do that for me. You know.
He didn't sleep at all.
What?
He didn't sleep at all.
He didn't. No. Well, he slept for like a half hour when we were with Brian, but because that was like early in the morning, right when we first left, and it was only for like 20 minutes, and then somehow me and Brian were probably laughing and woke him up or something. Me and Brian were just laughing our asses off the whole time and making fun of people and just joking around and like laughing. And we were having so much fun. It was awesome, and I got to meet everybody for real, you know, and I got to see how everybody is for real in real life, and it's better than just trying to get in some sort of like picture of somebody through a screen of different like clips that people show you. You know what I mean?
So Ray, it was kind of like your first meetup, right?
It was well, no, because we have Boston meetups, but they're, you know, like people come, like Francis Sage, he drives all the way from like New Jersey. You know, they're like they always put him on the Dave Weiss app. So a lot of people come from Dave Weiss, him and his group and his app. And those are pretty cool with Faye and Joe and Jesse from Hingham usually host them. Well, he moved away now, but we had a pretty good group going here. So I went to those meetups a lot. And then and then this was like my first bigger meetup. It wasn't huge. Like it wasn't like Flattoberfest or anything, but it was decent size, and there was like it was like more than one meetup though. It was like 2 weeks in a row of meetups. Like,
bro, 2 weeks.
It was like, you know, we were all together for like weeks. So
dang, that must have been an awesome experience.
Yeah, we stayed at first we went to, the most important thing was we needed a drummer. So we went to Scott Levelrealm's house, right? And Ashley and Scott are so awesome. They have their house, it's so comfortable there. I wanted to just stay there forever. And then we found a waterfall in the backyard and we named it Levelhead Falls. And we pretty much took the whole place over. The waterfall is ours now because it didn't have a name. So now it's Levelhead Falls. And they made the best food, dude. They treated us like so good. Like it was like amazing. Christian had his own room. I had my own room. I was like, go to your room. Scott was like, Ray, go to your room. I was playing guitar and singing to his dogs at like 8 in the morning. I'm sure they love that. They'll never forget me. They'll never forget me. They'll love me forever. And they'll always cherish me in their hearts. But I don't know if they'll have me back. But we'll see. To be continued. Dun, dun. But you know what? Scott is like the best drummer that we could possibly have. Like, he's just amazing. He can do any drum, anytime, just right on the spot. Like, boom. Hey, you want to do a hip hop drum? Go, boom. You want to do My Name is Mud? Me and Scott were doing My Name is Mud in the garage when, you know what I mean? Like, we would jam in when Christian left for a minute. You know, we're like, My Name is Mud.
What's one thing that you learned about Christian Knapp, and one thing you learned about Brian Stavely, and one thing you learned about Tommy?
They're all real. They're all exactly like they seem. Like, you know, it's not fake. They're really who they really are. All of them. And they're honest. They're honest people.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And then we went to Tommy's house and he took good care of me. I stayed there for like a whole week. And that was
Tell us
awesome.
about Tommy. Like, what's Tommy like?
Tommy, he's funny, man. He gets a lot of different cars all the time and fixes them up. And we were cruising around in his I don't know, what is it, Beamer convertible. You know what I mean? He was flying, and I was with him and Brian, and we were streaming, and that was fun.
Ever flying in his Beamer convertible?
He was like,
Tom?
he wasn't going that fast, but he was. For me, it was fast. I haven't,
Well, in the car was you, Tommy, Brian, and Christian?
No, Christian was probably walking the dog.
So all three guys cruising in that Beamer.
Yeah.
And Tommy's driving.
Yeah. And it was like, it looked nice on the outside, but the inside still needed to be fixed up a little bit. And he was missing like a lug nut on one of his seats, and on his seat that he's driving, and he's moving the seats moving around. And I'm like, but he's doing fine. He knows how to handle it. You know what I mean? He's like a stunt driver. So, but he's got some nice cars now that he was showing me that he buys cars and then he fixes them up, and he loves them so much. He wants to keep them. And then someone comes along and says, hey, you know, I'll buy that off you. And he ends up selling it and then buying another car and fixing that one up, or vice versa, you know. But he's the guy that I would talk to if I wanted to buy a used car. Definitely. He knows the ins and outs of that. Yeah. So, you know, he works for the granite shop. They sell Gray's Granite. They sell rocks, you know. They let us play there. We had an awesome concert there. Mojo Shop played with us, and it went well, you know. Next time we're gonna route the sound better through the system, but it went well. I ate an alligator. No Despair Bear fed me an alligator, and I thought it was a piece of chicken.
Was it good?
It tasted a little fishy.
Okay.
It messed up my stomach the next day, but other than that, I lived.
You know what? That was one probably very memorable experience anyone would want to have. And you went to go through it and you experienced it. So kudos to you, and to anyone who showed up, anyone to just go.
A lot of people showed up.
A lot of people support you guys, huh? So
it was a dose of reality meetup. Really, we just showed up to the dose of reality meetups, you know. And Brian was really cool because he got us shows. They let us play at all these different places, and he was good at talking to the people and going in and negotiating
and talking to all these people.
Well, it's like if you book them, they will come. Like, set us up a week of shows, and I'm sure Levelhead would show up. You know, that's what we need. That's what we need, like a week, like a string of shows, like what Brian had. He had us playing that. All right, he had us at open mic night. He had me rapping up on the stage. Like every night we were doing something different, and he figured it out. Like every morning he was up at like 7 a.m. figuring it out.
Brian knows how to get it done.
He's a beast.
He's a good talker too.
6, 7 a.m. on his computer. Like, all right, I got you guys a show at noon. We're like, all right, let's go.
Brian makes the deals.
It was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good. That's good that you guys experienced it. And
if you book them, they will come. Change to if you book them, he will come.
So the Mandela effect brings us together. It creates a great community. And I am really thankful for that. Like I said, it has brought me much closer to God since knowing the Mandela effect. Now I pray.
But why do we call it the Mandela effect? Can't we think
Here's what it is. It is what it
is.
We just call it. But you know,
when I picture the Mandela effect, I picture Morgan Freeman in my head, who's not Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? So, like, what is going on?
And that's the quirky part. It just doesn't all make sense. But things flip flop around. It's biological. It's in land masses, right? It's in our pop culture, our music, our movies.
So the land masses, right? I don't trust maps though at all anymore. The moon is my map. I use the moon to calculate everything now. When I'm going to the store, I map it out with the moon according to the channel, and I look it up, and I everything. I navigate everywhere I go by the moon. That's my map.
Also, hey, do you ever use Google Maps though?
Yeah. What do you think about them?
Yeah, I mean,
you think it's legit? I mean, it's all like just a drawing in your head when you think about it.
Yeah, but it helps you definitely get to point A to point B.
It could. It gets you where you need to go, but like when you get in an airplane, right? Right. All right. What do? You get into this pressurized cabin. You go up into the sky. They show you some blip on the map where you supposedly are when you go, even when you're going over oceans and things like that, right? Like, who knows if that's really where you are? Like, it's just to make you feel comfortable and not bug out while you're on the plane ride. You know, like, oh, I know where I am in my head on this fucking drawing that they're showing me on a stupid cartoon map. You know, so
the fact that we are in this pressurized cabin flying,
and then you get out and you somewhere else.
30,000 feet up in the air, dude. That's amazing to me. And the jet engines are above in front of the wings. That is totally mind-boggling.
But once you get up there, you're just looking at the sky. You're just sitting looking out at the sky. You don't really know where you are. Then you don't really see land until you come back down, right? So you start to come back down, then you start seeing land masses. So who knows where they really took you or what's going on? You know, they know. Do they even know?
Dude.
And then the airplanes change too.
Anything could be down there, like places that aren't on our maps, islands that are just not like charted. Man, the parties people are having probably down there.
It could go on forever and ever and ever, man. No, I don't know. I mean, we can't go past Antarctica, so we don't know, right?
And they're saying there's no more North Pole?
I don't know. I mean, I think that it might work like a projector. I'm starting to think that. And everything comes from the toroidal field from the North Pole. And it just projects around. But if there's no more North Pole, then what's there? You mean the landmass, the ice that used to be there?
Yeah,
I remember the ice being there on the globe.
I remember a lot of ice on top
at school. On the globes at school.
Well, they would have these maps that they would roll up, where like roll down, and it's like a huge map, and then they could roll it, back it up. Like
it would be all white.
Ice.
Yeah, all ice.
All
both
ice.
sides.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that. Now there's like Mount Meru, and there's like lands around there, but they said we can't go near there because it'll rip us apart or something. I don't know if that's true. I don't know why we can't go near. We can't go to the North Pole either, right? We can't go that close.
We can't do a lot of things.
We can't do it. It's like the Truman Show, you know?
Exactly. Like we can't go there. They won't let us go there.
No matter
Isn't
what.
that crazy? There's a place on this planet that we're on.
Plane.
We can't go there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like this year is 2023 and we can't even go there. Like we're not allowed. Man, that's something.
I know. I seen videos of them like turning boats away from going down to Antarctica and stuff like that. People have tried. But I don't know, like they actually do have ships down there that like turn people away. So there's people guarding it, which is weird. So where are those people coming from? Like the edges of Antarctica? Like they must be sailing around like the perimeter.
Have they ever made a movie like that where it's like Earth and then people go beyond Antarctica and they find another land area? Has there ever been a movie like that made?
No, but that's why I study the moon map thing, because it shows you other lands. You know, I don't know. They all fit. It's a lot of research. You got to follow it from the beginning. And a lot of people think it's dumb, but I kind of enjoy it. Whatever. It's relaxing. Whatever. I like studying the moon. And it's weird how I always, like when I was younger, I always used to like, before I was a flat earther and everything else, I used to always look up at the moon. And I always thought the craters kind of were shaped like land masses. And I used to be like, is that another planet? And they're just not telling us, you know, like when I was a kid, I used to think that. So, you know, it resonates with me. What's
Do you
up?
think the moon is a place or a rock that we can land on? Or you think
No, I think it's I think it's a plasma. or something like
Plasma?
that. Yeah, plasma. I think the moon is a plasma. Yeah, I do. I think or a reflection, a plasma reflection. This is what I think. I think it's a plasma reflection that was frozen in time about 200,000 years ago or something, like a long ass time ago, right? And it's a composite image, which means it's an X-ray image. So no, I'm telling you the truth. So an X-ray image, right? An X-ray image, it doesn't, when you take an X-ray of your body, right? It doesn't show your arteries, it doesn't show your blood, it doesn't show your skin, it just shows your bones, right? So that's what the moon is. It's a composite, an X-ray, right? So what it's showing you is the lands beyond Antarctica, and the lands. It's a reflection of the greater realm from above. So it kind of looks a little rounded because it's a dome. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think, and I've been coming to believe with my research. But a lot of people think it's crazy. But if God put the sun, moon, and the skies, the sun, moon, and stars in the sky like a clock for us to tell the time and the changing of times, why wouldn't He put a map for us to know what the place looks like?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. No, but some people think it was because of like it
doesn't change. It only rotates.
It could be a reflection. It's out in the day. It's out in the daytime. It's out at nighttime. It's out at times when it's not supposed to be out. It needs to go. I think it needs to go away. We need to start a petition to get rid of the moon. Let's just get rid of it. Like, I'm done. I'm done with that shit. I'm done about hearing about the moon landing. Like, it's all bullshit. Let's just get rid of it. Just get it out of our reality. Let's just manifest it.
No, we need the moon. We desperately need the moon.
Why? Why do we need the moon? The cold light
and the sun. We need both to give us that balance.
The anode and the cathode.
We need the balance.
You ever study the
if we had no moon, we would probably all be not doing well. It probably is part of our biological system where maybe we react towards it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But from all this time, I've been trying to figure out what
we
this
need the moon. We need the moon. I agree. We need the moon.
I don't know. Can we go there? Can we fly there? I don't know. It's like you can see these, like they say the moon's so far away, but you can see these craters. I mean, it's so clearly, it's so weird. I can't explain it,
Yeah. Why? Do you think it? You think it might be a rock?
I don't know. It looks like maybe you can land on it, but
sometimes it looks like a golf ball or like an eggshell, right?
And then when it's transparent, sometimes it's transparent.
Sometimes it's different colors. Sometimes it's like orange or red or something, pink.
So I'm just trying to
blood moons and stuff like that.
Two things that really bother me, or not bother me, but I'm always thinking about is first the Mandela effect, why and who and what reason, and then the two is the moon. Those two things are really complicated, complex. There's no answer yet.
What about the sun, though? It doesn't bother you as much as the moon?
I see the purpose for a sun, like the heat, and the warmth and the light, right?
Yeah.
So I understand the sun more, I think, than the moon. I just don't understand the moon that well.
Yeah, well, it's probably just a reflection, of the greater realm underneath us. You know what I mean? That I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, but maybe not. Who knows? Until one of us actually go to the moon and figure out what it is. Maybe it's a portal too. You ever think of that? Like, what if it was a portal? Like the way there's light coming through from somewhere else.
There's a story where I was at the beach with my friends, and we were like next to the ocean, and we were parked in the parking lot, and it was, I think, a full moon, and we're next to the sand as well. And there's these two people that walk in the sand. It's like in the middle of the night, like not in the middle, like maybe like 10 p.m. And they walk in the middle of the sand next to the ocean, and they're like praying or something, or they're like on their knees and they're like looking towards the moon. And it was a bright moon next to the ocean. And they're doing that for a while, and me and my friends are talking in the parking lot. And then all of a sudden I look over and they're gone. Like they magically disappear. And then my friends I was talking to observed them too, and he was like, "Where did they go?" So my friend was like kind of like bothered, but we just disappeared. So I don't know. I don't
know either. You know what else I was thinking too? You know how like the Bible talks about the windows of the firmament, right? Well, like I've never seen no windows in the firmament. Have you? Like they say the windows opened up in the firmament, let the waters in, and the whole place flooded, right? So, like, what are they talking about windows in the firmament, right? Like it could be the stars or something like that, and the moon. Like, it's like that's the only time you would see them is at night when it's dark, and it's like light coming from somewhere else, and we don't know where it's coming from. So those could be the windows that they're talking about, like portals. That's what I was thinking, but I might be sounding nuts at this point.
I mean, you would think we would figure it out by now.
You said you wanted to go deep. So we're going deep.
Well, truthers can't even explain what the moon is.
I don't know. I don't know anything for sure. I mean,
we need to do more digging. We need to do more research.
I'm definitely not going to ask the NASA people.
I am disappointed in the truthers. We don't have an answer yet.
We have more questions than answers tonight, huh?
Man, the moon's kicking your ass. But it shows us that we still have a lot to learn. I'm really fortunate to be a part of this community and to know all y'all, all the people who just love to put your minds together and think things out, talk things out. There's nothing wrong with talking things out. You know, I'm no scientist. I'm no brain whiz, but I am inquisitive.
We're not rocket scientists.
Yeah.
We don't know what the bigger picture is. We don't know what's going on as much as you.
He has a dog right next to him.
I have a stuffed dog named Fido he's been pretty quiet the whole time because he's stuffed. He's frozen. He's dead. Singe Man gave him duck treats and he passed. Singe Man killed my dog.
It's just two guys talking, chit-chatting away. We don't know much.
I couldn't let him go. Yeah, you know.
But we are inquisitive, right?
Don't ask me what you should do tomorrow. You know what I mean?
We are inquisitive, and we do like to ask questions. And I think that's what brings us all together. And I'm really happy for that. At the same time, guys, definitely get outside, get out there.
Yeah, I spent the whole day outdoors today. I unplugged. You got to unplug from these screens, dude. They get to you after a while. Like
solo mode. You need to explain.
Solo. I took the family out. Then I took my kids out for a while. Then I had fun with them for a little bit. Took them out to eat and stuff. Then I seen my mom and my dad. They came over to see me. And we had fun. And then I seen my whole family all day, and it was cool at different times. And I did different things. And I spent the whole day away from the computer. I ignored everybody on purpose. And that's what you're going to do sometimes. Like, ignore the insane, you know? Just ignore the insane, you know? In the words of Christian Knapp, wise up, go against the grain. Wise up, ignore the insane. And don't just do it once. Do it time and time again. All right, what's going on? What are you saying? What's up?
What does unplug mean? Unplug what?
Unplug from this. Look, I'm plugged in right now. Look, I'm hooked up to this thing, which is hooked up to that thing, which is hooked up to this thing, which is hooked up to this. And now I'm on the TV screen over here. Like, I'm plugged in. You know what I mean? Like, and who knows? Like, you know, they could hit us with some sort of frequencies. We've already proven that what do they call them? DEWs, direct energy weapons, are real. There's government patents on it. It's not like a conspiracy. They have frequencies where they could zap you. You know, if you're hooked up to these screens all the time, it's probably not too good for you. You know, so it's better to do like I do my shows at night because that's when I have time to do them and when I'm bored. You know, I'm not really in. I look for truth. You know, I have a lot of fun. I play a lot of different music. I'm part of a lot of different communities, and I'm just doing a lot of different things all at once. You know, but I do it at night because that's when I have time. So I haven't been doing it every night though. I haven't been doing it every night, so it's been getting kind of tough. You know. So
I'm gonna share you my screen. Don't be this guy. Can you see it, Ray?
Yeah.
Don't be this guy.
I mean,
so
it's like
so plugged in. It's like ruining his.
I get text messages from people all day, right? When I'm not plugged in, and it's like the YouTube people are trying to suck me back. Like, hey, someone's talking about this on so and so stream. Give me a link. Like, I don't care. I don't care what people are talking about on other people's streams. I don't care what if I'm there and I'm watching the stream, then I care. But other than that, like when I'm not here, I'm not here. Like leave me alone. I don't care what other people are saying. I don't care what other people are doing. I have my own life, my own show. I have my family. I have a band. I have music to write. I have many, many wonderful things. I have another channel called Cop Cam Junkie now that we're working on that just shows cop cams all the time for the normies. And we're making a cartoon called The Agency. We already put up a few clips, Truth or Cartoon. I'm doing a lot. So I'm just kind of like, doing a little bit at a time every night, just working on different things. I'm sure Levelhead's going to come out with some new songs soon, hopefully.
But Ray, is this what we're becoming as a people? Just so digitally plugged in.
I'm having a baby in 3 months. That's another thing.
Yeah, man.
That's nuts. Having a pregnant girlfriend in your ear all the time, fiance, whatever. All the constant. You know what that's like? It's not fun. It's not fun, I can tell you that much.
Well, Ray, good thing you got Fido there to help.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm living in this nice RV. You know what I mean? Instead, for a little while, I'm hiding out.
Honestly, it's good to unplug. I suggest that to everybody. Unplug. You have to. You gotta take breaks. You gotta walk outside. Walk outside. That's the best thing for you. It's not hard and it's free. Just go out and walk around the neighborhood. Walk around the block. Say hi to people. The crazy people. The crazy things that you'll meet, the interesting people that you will meet when you walk outside.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Wise up. Go against the grain. Wise up. Ignore the insane. Wise up. Do it time and time again.
So
and do it for truth. Don't do it for money. Do it for truth. All right, there you go. What's up, Hieu?
What's your top Mandela effect? Top two. How about that? Top two.
You know the Ed McMahon thing. The Ed McMahon thing, dude. He used to bring checks to people's doors for Publishers Clearinghouse. Dude. He did. There's been more like residue showing up, new stuff that I've seen too. He definitely did. I remember those checks. Oh, Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. I remember that. I remember that every Thanksgiving, that's what we would get. Like all my friends, everybody was talking about Stouffer's stovetop, the best. Like, the thinker statue. That's really messed with me because when like statues move, dude. Like I was like, is there different versions of them? And then you look it up, and it's part of a bigger statue called like I don't know, the Depths of Hell or something crazy like that. And it's got like all these other gothic pieces on it, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. There's all these different versions of him, but he's doing the same thing in different places. There's a big one in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of them all around the world.
But he's doing the I remember it because he was thinking. So his fist was on his head, like he was thinking. Now he looks like he's sitting on a toilet, like
he's like
dump.
This.
Yeah, his hand opened up too a little bit. Yeah, it's like.
And it's like the right elbow is on the left knee. or something?
It bothered me for a while because I was like, statues are moving. You know, that was crazy when you first realized that could happen.
I know, like metal, like physical.
It made me
metal.
look. I went looking on my own for like different versions of the statue and trying to figure out if there was like one version that was the same. That was like the way I remember it. And then you got like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the thinker pose from the friggin' bodybuilders and stuff like that. You know, like the thinker, like boom, like you know, like they all do it like this. You know, like like steroids, yeah. You know.
One of my biggest ones would be Star Wars C-3PO's leg.
Yeah, you mailed me an all gold C-3PO, Hugh, so I would always remember. So I will never forget. I'll never forget now, because I have an all gold C-3PO from Hieu TV, and I'll never forget that he was all gold.
Bro, you'll never.
Why would they make a toy like that? Why would they?
It's on you. Unless it turns to gold to silver one day.
If it does, I'll mail it back to you.
Are you gonna be like Hugh? It Mandela affected.
Like what the fuck? That would be weird if it happened, man. Like,
bro, that's crazy. How
there was one time when I was really into the Mandela effect, and I would wake up and I'd see a new video and something changed on me from like my childhood. It'd be like something new, and it would like hurt my feelings. Like I would almost start crying over it. Like, wow, that's gone now too. Like, what is going on? Like, there was a whole bunch of them that hit us all at once at one point. Well, me, like, in a row. And we were like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of times the Mandela effect will change it to a worse version or not as good version.
Yeah.
You know? The city of angels, right?
Yeah, you live in Cali, right? It was never. Then do they still call it, like when you're there? They still call it the city. What do they call it?
Yeah, LA, the city of angels.
Yeah, everyone still calls it that, right?
Not
But
angel.
The city of Angel.
That's wrong. Or what about the Queen song, where there's no ending?
Yeah, I remember the ending. That's the thing. Like the music ones will get certain people, like musicians. Like when we were out in the thing, Brian paid the piano players to play at the piano bar to play "There's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood." You know, he just said play the Mr. Rogers theme song, and they played it. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's on the recording.
My
Cleveland Steve caught it on the sniper. He was Johnny on the spot, dude. We almost missed it. We didn't think they were gonna do it. We left the room. Then Cleveland Steve came out of left field and caught it on video a little bit. We didn't get the whole thing though. They did it for longer.
My son at the time, he was young. He really liked Daniel the Tiger, and their song, the intro song, "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood."
Beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's yeah, Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. Yeah, and it's the same thing because Mr. Roger died, so they brought Daniel Tiger instead. That's basically what happened, right? Mr. Roger, is he dead now? I mean, he must be, right? Like, how old is he? If he's not dead, he's like ancient. He's like a mummy by now. You know what I mean? If he's still kicking.
All right.
Sue got her book signed from Timmy in the Well, from the guy who wrote Timmy in the Well. I mean, why would you write an autobiography that Timmy's in the well about yourself if Timmy never went in the well?
Hey, I'll tell you this. Sue's a beast. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Sue's a beast.
Yeah, she does a lot of mud flood research too for me.
All right.
She gets down and dirty in the mud.
All right, I'm gonna share this song.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
It's Daniel Tiger's neighbor.
Anyways.
Yeah. You don't want to play too much. Go ahead.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the
neighborhood.
Yeah. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
So Daniel Tiger still remembers it.
What?
Daniel Tiger still remembers. Whoever makes Daniel Tiger still remembers it the right way. They're Mandela affected. or whoever made that.
That's ridiculous. Now it's never been the neighborhood.
I think Cinch Man made that actually.
Emotionally, I'm traumatized with that. They took the neighborhood away.
Yeah.
It's now this neighborhood.
But yeah, I'm traumatized by that because that's like I used to watch that every day, dude. Come on,
They
Mr.
took that away.
Rogers.
Come on.
He's like, come on. He's like, hello, neighbor. He's like, come into my magical house and sit here with me with my train set, right? And you used to have a stoplight there too.
Uh-huh.
I remember. I thought he was my neighbor. I'm not so sure anymore. Now he's on my suspect list.
You know what? Who's suspect? Mr. Rogers. I'm gonna play Mr. Rogers.
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a piece of shit. Do I have time to make a coffee? Can I make a coffee real quick? Or is it? Are we going? Are we going for longer? I want to get a coffee going.
Let me
go over to
play the song first.
All right. What do you got?
Let me play the song first.
I'm getting antsy.
No, I'm getting the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood song.
Oh, you're gonna get the real. All right, the new one now. All right, the way it is, the way it's always been.
Yeah. Remember, guys?
It's a good one. I mean, who doesn't remember It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood? The Neighborhood.
Let's see what Mr. Rogers says.
If there's anybody in the chat that remembers It's Always Been a Beautiful Day in This Neighborhood, put a 1. If there's anybody out there that remembers it as This Neighborhood, anybody.
If you're gonna put a 1, I'm gonna ban you from this channel. You're from a different world.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
It's so crazy. Like the things YouTube might like block us over. They'll block us over a stupid little clip like this. But like,
it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
The things other people are getting away with. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's mind blown. And
Yeah,
they
it's
took
a
that
beautiful
away.
day in this neighborhood. That's how it's always been. That's how it is now. But I remember the neighborhood. And when are we ever gonna see the original Mr. Rogers that says It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood again? I don't know. Are we ever gonna see it again? We don't know. I mean, it might happen. You might wake up one day and it'll be back, and you'll be like, because that happens a lot. You know, with the flip flops. You know, the Flintstones and the flip flops. You know.
Yeah. Mandela effect has taught me that anything can change. So have belief, have hope.
Yeah.
Anything can change, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like a lot of the Beatles song. It's like, I'm so tired. That's a new one that I noticed that people have been talking about. It's like, I'm so tired. I haven't slept a wink. I'm so tired. My mind is on the brink. But it's like Blink now, I think. It changed to Blink. So that song changed. Like when music changes, it's really weird. Like the original music, like not just like a replay or something, like or a live set, but when it's like the original one, you know. So
I want to say,
yeah.
You know what? I want to say something else that I learned about the Mandela effect. It's taught me to look at relationships differently now, because I feel like if anything can change in the Mandela effect, that's what it shows, right? Like anything can change. Anything, you know, we don't live in this concrete reality. Maybe we can change our past, meaning the things that the relationships that we've had in the past that went wrong. Maybe we can change them, you know, in the way we think, the way we imagine how it could be or how it should have been. and maybe it teaches us to see relationships, see people on a different level, in a way that has hope, that there's always a chance for it to get better. I know some of us have estranged, just relationships that we want to get back, or it would be nice to have back. And the Mandela effect tells me, hey, it's possible.
The two or three gather, two or more, two or three. I saw Andrew, who's in the chat right now. He posted something the other day from the Bible that says two or three too, and it's not the same verse; it's a different verse. I don't know where it was, but
I used to go to church, and the people praying, they would always quote that verse. They say, Father God, where two or more are gathered.
yeah, it almost seems like it has a message in it. Like sometimes some of the changes have like messages.
I would hear it all the time. I used to go to church, and I would hear it all the time during prayer. Not just that one church, but multiple churches, multiple people saying the same prayer. Where two or more are gathered. So does that mean they were all misquoting the Bible? Like really? Like, did we all just really misquote the Bible there? And everyone in all these different churches said two or more, never two or three.
It's weird.
That's just crazy to me.
And
now
there is different translations, but it's all changed in all the translations, almost everyone.
Anybody in the chat who still goes to a Christian church, are they still saying that prayer? Are they still saying two or more, or are they saying two or three now in these churches? So please,
yeah, we need to stop. We need to stop paying attention and catching these things on tape.
We need this intel. Okay,
we need the video.
Christian followers that go to church,
stop recording it when they say that prayer.
Are they saying two or more, or two or three now? I'd like to know. I don't think any of my viewers go to church.
No, a few of mine probably do, but
yeah,
but
maybe they go to their own spiritual domain, which I think is more important.
Yeah.
And if you go to church, that's awesome. You know what?
Yeah.
I used to be an altar server. Guess where? In Centralville, known as Centerville. I used to live in Lowell, Massachusetts. Same place Brian lives.
So you know that Centerville was Centerville.
Dude, I was 10 years old then.
Oh, so you don't remember.
So, bro, I was an altar server in one of those churches. You can look it up, St. Michael's Church. And bro, what an amazing experience living in the East Coast. And what's amazing more is learning that I lived in Centerville, the place that is now changed to Centralville. So what are the odds of me living in the same location as Brian Stavely? And we're the same age too, so we could have ran across. We didn't know each other.
I'm just like rock throws away from there too. So, a stone's throw away. But what about the Statue of Liberty, dude? Sketchy as. Think about it, right? No one's been to the torch, but people can go to the torch. People can't go, but I've seen pictures of people in the torch recently that have. I don't know if they're photoshopped or I don't know what's going on anymore, but the Black Tom explosion, the whole rigmarole, what I only taught about that in school. I don't know that. All right, we gotta make a petition that they start teaching the Black Tom in all schools. All schools. They need to start teaching that to the kids because we weren't ever taught that, and it just popped into our reality. So that's not cool. That's not cool to do to us. Just spring something on like that. Pearl Harbor was the first attack. Then the other one was the 7/11. So why would they just spring this new attack on us all of a sudden and we can't go to the torch anymore? But there's people that have been to the torch. Jen's mom's been to the torch. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty.
And then I've seen pictures of the torch going both ways with different, one hand this way, one hand that way. I don't know.
And the torch looks manlier now. Man Lee.
Yeah, the
has a
statue.
spot for it.
Is
Has
it
a
a
spot-
giant? Is it a statue of a giant?
I don't know, man. It's
It's like
what
the
I'm
Jolly
thinking
Green
is-
Giant.
What I'm thinking is like with the Mandela effect, does history now even matter? Like things that happened in the past,
No.
like
No.
is it like water underneath the bridge? You know, like just it doesn't matter anymore. Let's stop focusing on the past.
Well, I look into history a lot, but not the real history. I look into the in between the lines, and it's a skill that I learned that you can learn a lot of truth from it if you really dig into it. If you really have the extra time on your hands to, like, look up the history of buildings, you know, like Hieu. There's buildings that were here before you came into existence, right? Before you were put onto this place, right? And after you're gone, those same buildings are still going to be here, right? So the human life is about like maybe 40 to 70 years, right? So the average human, after they pass away, God forbid, you get to look their life up and you find criminal records, medical records, dental records, school records, things that they achieved, you know, that's what you can find left of a person, music, things that they've done, right? But buildings go back for like about 5 to 1,000 years. So if you look up the history of the life of a building, when it was constructed, how it was constructed, what it was, what was there, different shops, whatever, you know, different types of businesses it was and different things it did, is it functioned. You can learn a lot from studying that type of stuff, like in between. Like you can read right in between the lines. None of it lines up with what they're teaching us. I can tell you that much. You can prove that. What we can prove is that they're lying to us, that we're being lied to about something. We can't really prove anything, but we can prove that we're being lied to.
I'm just trying to figure out like when am I going to eat for lunch or for dinner? I mean, some days, like, all right, some days I'll be like so involved with Mandela effect or certain truths that we've been given lies to. But there are other days it's like, I got to figure out how I'm going to, I don't know, fix this thing for my, you know, doodad, or what am I going to do for dinner? Like,
yeah, some days it's like, what am I just going to do to eat today? You know, like I wake up and I'm like, what am I going to do to put food on the table? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's definitely, we have to have that like good balance. That's what I'm figuring out, is just to get that balance that I really need. I really, really need it. You know what? We can isolate ourselves a lot. Just being on the videos, and I mean, these live streams are great, but I mean, let's not isolate ourselves. Let's be around people. This is the best time.
Why are you going? Are you going to Vegas? Are you going to Vegas?
We'll talk about that later.
All right.
But you know what? I think we need to not isolate ourselves. We need to be there in person, interacting, just the people around us. So important. Let's not isolate ourselves.
Yeah. Don't
Ray,
isolate yourself.
I mean, Ray, you have a family, so I mean, you have to be with them. But at the same time,
I have to be with them 24/7. They're always. I can't even do my show during the day. Like, I can't get nothing done. I got little kids climbing on me. My daughter's like, Dada, look at this. Dada, look at this. I got to pay attention to what she's trying to show me. No matter what it is, it's important to her, you know, whether it's important to me or not. You know, it's like, it's tough, you know, they want you to look at everything, you know, it's like, come on, stop showing me stuff. Leave me alone. you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man.
But your parents,
I love
take care of our kids.
I love them.
Yeah, we gotta take care of it.
Rasta knows.
How many kids does Rasta have?
I know Rasta has a little girl. We have a lot of people who are parents in the community, which is nice.
I think so.
Yeah,
I do think so. And I think there's a good in our community. There's good balance between guys and girls as well.
You for some reason you get all the chicks, dude. All the chicks come over to your channel, Hieu. You're a ladies man.
No, I think
dude, you go over to my channel, it's like Sausage Fest 2000. You know what I mean?
Sausage 2000. You know what? I think we all bring different flavors, right? So we all attract different crowds. I think that's the best part is, we all find our niche. There's something for everybody.
Ladies, if you're looking for a man, go to my channel at night. You'll find a lot of men in my chat. trying to bring them more women over. So anyway.
Yeah. Ray would like the female audience on his channel. So
it's all right. Whatever. Don't matter. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. It'll happen.
But
one day.
I love everybody on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My channel is a safe place now. I made it pretty safe for everybody. People seem to be enjoying it. I'm getting more views than I was before.
Well, Ray, I think with the channel, I like to keep things clean and lighthearted, and I think that's what
I know
attracts the ladies is a lighthearted channel.
I know. I get it. My channel is a little off the hook, but I'm dealing with a lot of different communities. I got a lot of different stuff I need to do, and I need to accomplish it, and I get it done. I get it done in a way that nobody else does it. My channel is unique. I'm original. I like keeping it that way. I want to stay original and unique and just keep coming out with fresh, new stuff that all the time, just constantly new stuff, fresh stuff. That's what we try to do. We keep it fresh.
Yeah. Ray keeps it fresh and he gets it done.
I get it done. I'll get the job done. If there's something that needs to be done, I'll get it done. Just let me know. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm on it.
But I think with Ray's channel, it somewhat draws a certain crowd, and my channel draws a certain crowd.
Well, I stay on all night, so I get like a lot of drunk people. It's almost like dealing with
Ray, you're
like closing time at the bar when you're trying to like shut down the bar, and you're like, all right, last call, everybody.
It's like
1:30 a.m. Everybody starts getting rowdy. You know what I mean? You got to start like shuffling people out. Like that's what happens. That's what happens on my show.
It's the 1:30 a.m. crowd.
It's like Jerry Springer at sometimes. But okay, what can I do? It is what it is.
Ray handles it.
I can't go back now. I can't change it now. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
And Ross the Bear, he has his own channel. His own unique flavor. So good for Ross the Bear.
Yes, Rasta Bear plays a lot of reggae, he spins a lot of different mixes, and he makes his own stuff, and he raps and sings, and he does a lot of cool stuff. He comes on my channel a lot too, and he helps me out. And he gets into some really deep conversations. He can just talk for hours, actually. If you ever need a show and you don't have nothing to do, call Rasta Bear. He'll come on and just talk for like 6 hours straight, and everyone will love it.
Yeah, my last video was Rasta Bear was on it, and he had a lot to say.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on point too. Like, you know what I mean? He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's talking about. So,
Rasta Bear claims that we live in a simulation.
Well, I don't know if I believe that.
Do you believe that we live in a simulation?
I don't know. What, God simulation?
No, like ones and zeros simulation.
No, I don't believe that.
That's what Rasta Bear claims. So Rasta Bear, if I'm wrong, then please correct me. But he could probably explain it more in his own words. I believe that we are living in our own.
Well, Rasta Bear's probably seen some shit. You know what I mean, in his lifetime. Like, so who knows what he saw? Like, he's experienced some things. So
yeah, no doubt.
He's been to the next level. You know. So
yeah, we all can have our beliefs, our speculations. I believe that we are in God's creation, God's AI, whatever that is. I believe in different dimensions. So I think with different dimensions, it has to exist out of a 1 and 0 type of format. However, there are a lot of similarities with, living in a digital world. All of this is digital. People are getting plugged in, are becoming digital. Everything we do now is digital. Things upgrade like it's digital. Our applications, everything is now digital. So yes, are we part of this ones and zero AI type of, I don't know, intelligence reality? It's very similar. And but however, I believe that there is a master planner that doesn't work in one and zeros, that is above us all. And this intelligence wants the best for us, wants us to elevate and to rise to the highest level possible.
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't want us to like downgrade. Everything in this world is telling us to upgrade. So we also need to upgrade as a soul, as a spirit, as an entity. And I believe that is what we share with our.
Now you're starting to sound like Singe Man. He says this to me on the phone every day. Like, it's every day it's a lecture from Singe Man about this upgrade.
It's all about upgrading. It's all about elevating. It's all about getting to that higher state level of yours, whatever that is. And
you and Singe Man should make a show together called Upgrade Your Level.
I want to name my next kid Upgrade.
Yeah, I can't get a name in edgewise, dude. I tried to name my kids so many different things, and Michelle's like, nope, I'm naming the kids. I can't have no say in the name.
Have Upgrade as the middle name. Upgrade. Suggest upgrade as a middle name.
Yeah, all right, I will.
Yeah,
that'll go over well.
No one knows people's middle names anyway, so suggest it. Who knows? It would be awesome if you can name your kid Upgrade.
I would name my kid something really cool, like I don't know, like one of my nicknames from high school. Oh man.
So we're not living. This is my belief. You can believe whatever you believe, but there is a higher purpose than ones and zeros. There's a spirit behind it, and spirits go beyond ones and zeros. My belief. There's love, there's passion, there's inspiration. How do you explain all that? You can't make that up, and that is what drives us, what drives people.
That's the force. That's the force.
That's the force.
It's the juice.
We're gonna take a break.
Coffee time. Coffee time.
Yeah, coffee time.
Time for tea and crumpets.
Thanks for joining, guys. It's been a great show so far. We're just rambling. We don't know the answers. If you clicked on this thinking, "Oh, we're gonna give you all the answers to the Mandela effect," you're mistaken.
We know that it's real. That it's something's happening. But
we're not gonna give you all the answers.
But we do have some of the answers. I have a few answers.
We have speculations. We have thoughts. We have ideas.
We have proof. We have proof that our memories are real and that we're not crazy. That's the most important part. I think the residue is important. But then you got to check the source of the residue. Make sure it's legit. All
right. We're taking a break.
Hey, idiots! The bong stays in the treehouse.
Hey, boy.
Are you crazy? What if the cops come? You're here too?
Yeah, must be weird for you. And think about this, man. The whole world is happening right now. I mean, India, China, it's crazy.
Can you just leave me here with my dad?
All right, sure. I can fly! No, I can't!
It's time for a battle. Teacher versus student. Now listen here, Timmy. I want you to know the Earth is round and we call it a globe. We stick to the Earth because of gravity. It's what surrounds you and me. There's books and pictures for you to see. From outer space, Earth round as can be.
Sorry, Mr. Roundy, but your pictures are false. Photoshop created by the click of a mouse. Those books you talk about are made for the sheep. All your science is just killing the trees. Page after page of fantasy, and the rainforest is your casualty.
Now, Timmy, those trees are cut for a purpose. I mean, just look at the Earth's surface. If you look out at the open sea, you can see boats disappear slowly. That's because of Earth's curvature. Because the world is circular.
Mr. Roundy, your eyes are old as shit, and that's something you need to really admit. So next time you stare into that ocean, take a telescope. It's like a magic potion. From there you can debunk your own words, and afterwards you can stare at some birds.
Well, Timmy, that doesn't change the fact we have astronauts going round and back. They have live feeds, you can see their face, and there's a huge space station in space. What do you say to that, I ask? How do they pull off that task?
Mr. Roundy, have you ever heard of Hollywood? Check it out, it can do you some good. As for your space people, Billy-O, why don't you have them zoom out the window? Let's see them focus on a plane in Australia. If it's flying backwards, is that strange to ya?
It's weird, yeah.
I've heard somebody else tell a story about
I got the chorus down. It's the Mandela effect. We're shifting again. It's the Mandela effect. Everything's different again. You know? Yeah, ready? I started looking at the Mandela effect. It blew my mind. The shit wasn't correct. Trying to figure out just how it connects and what the fuck I was gonna do next. It's the Mandela effect. We're shifting again. The Monopoly man. Monocle is missing again. I think they even got to the Michelin man. In the Statue of Liberty, it keeps switching the hand.
Did you know your reality is being put to the test? The Panama Canal no longer runs east to west. Things you are sure happen never did in this reality. The crunchy cereal with the captain now has the apostrophe. I started noticing changes in like 2014. It was JFK, the 6th seat, and it seemed so obscene. Many people will try and call me a loon, but hold up, wait, they even changed the spelling of Looney Tunes.
Okay. I used to eat a Chick-fil-A every day before they added the K.
So what's causing this? Many want to know. Well, I don't think it's CERN. It's just a magic show. Satanists doing rituals while scamming mad dough. Sounds familiar, like liars that always show us the globe. NASA, NIST, CERN, and more. We really need to show these corrupt agencies the door. I don't think this phenomenon is caused by man. I think it's a great awakening. It may be God trying to contact us the best way he can. For me, Flat Earth, Mandela, and our dreams are all connected. Looking to pull some people in that I can intersect with.
The bridge! Yeah, those. Alright, cool. So I didn't screw you over. Alright, cool. Alright, here we go. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. Would you rather do without it? We're the center. The sun and moon moves around it like a clock. Can you hit a moving target with a rocket? I'm not hard to get along with. Just take a bong hit. Do you serve up any content? The stars are constant. You want a conversation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get hit by comments. You want it. Leave another useless comment in the morning. The earth is flat. Tell me what you gonna do about it. What you gonna do about it? We know it's flat, and there is a bunch of us. Them globies munching on a bunch of snuffleupagus. You think it's cute? Then why not cuddle up with us? We know it's flat. Why you making such a fuss? My supper was the fucking best. That's just because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. With a Russian with the crew, don't forget to brush after your food. They got asteroids, asteroids, and asteroids too. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. Tina, eat. Eat the food. Eat the food.
All right. Well, I'm thinking of it real quick. Can I bring this one up?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get racial, but Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? He used to say, come on. All right. Boston is a city that's separated into different neighborhoods of cultures, we'll say, right? It's segregated. You know, it's always been like that. It still is not as much, but like, so there was a lot of, you know, racial tension going on around that time here. And it was a big deal in Boston, like the Rodney King thing, you know? And I'm not trying to bring up bad vibes or anything, but he used to say, "Can't we all just get along?" And now he's like, "Can we get along? Can we get along?" You know? Like, no, that's not the way he said it. That's not the way, what was it, Chris Rock or Chris Tucker or one of them remembered it. I don't care who that was. I remember it the way Rodney King used to say it on the news. Now, is the news messing with us? I don't know. But that one messed with me. I mean, that's a newer one for me. And in the O.J. Simpson thing, he's like has like 2 gloves on now, I think.
Wait, let me first present Can We Get Along?
Oh, and it's not even his white Bronco anymore. Yeah.
Let's get Rodney King.
I want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along?
That's not right.
All get along? Can we get along?
And I looked like everywhere to see if there was another version or like a different part where he said it. This is just a clip, like they did with the Obama. And Mandela's dead. You know, they took out of context. But no, I don't think they did it with this.
I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along?
Can we all just get along?
Can't we all just get along?
That's how he said it. Can we all just get along?
Can't we all just get along? Come on.
And how he says it now?
It's so weak now. It's so weak. Before he was like crying for people. Can't we all just get along? You know? Now he's like, can we get, like, he's all scared. He's like a scared little bitch. He's like, can we get along? Can we get? Before it was more of like an exclamation, like, come on, people, come together. You know? Now he's like, can we get along, please? You know, like, it's a big difference.
Big difference. Come on, Mandela effect. We are on you. We know what's up. What's going down? Something's up. Something smells fishy.
And like, I don't know. I kind of remember them always saying, "Imagine if you will." You know what I mean? At the beginning of Twilight Zone. Imagine if you will. Now he never says that anymore. And his name changed. It was Sterling, and now it's Sterling, and now it's Sterling. I remember Sterling, Rod Sterling. He was famous. Like, how could you? He's been around since the 60s. How could you forget that? How could you forget Rod Sterling? Like, and that's another thing. The Schultz, right? That's missing the T, and the Sterling is missing the T. And the T is the letter that looks like a cross, which is kind of interesting to me. You know, the symbology behind it.
And then
a lot of things. Yeah.
Haas avocados.
Yeah.
Man, that's wrong.
Yeah, the Haas thing.
Why
the
whole
story changed, like behind
why
the
did we
guy
come up
and
with the
everything.
name Haas? Why would we ever say Haas when it was always Has? Why would Haas ever be brought up? Never.
No.
I sent Brian some residue in my local grocery store. The POA system had Haas avocados. HAAS.
Yeah. The spelling of raspberries is kind of suspect to me too. I don't know. I mean, raspberries. Why do we call them raspberries then?
I don't know either.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
thanks, man. Man, I'm still blown away by Drano.
Bananas growing upside down.
Dude, I have friends that lived in Jamaica and the Philippines.
I went to Dominican Republic and I seen the banana.
I said, do bananas grow up or grow down? And they said down. Both a guy from a Jamaican dude lives in Jamaica and a Filipino. Filipinos love bananas. I mean, they have bananas there. So they all both said down, and they were mind blown when I showed them the image of bananas growing like this up.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Like, so what happened? What happened there?
Some people say maybe it was GMO, that like is a different seed, and that's why it's growing up. That could be an explanation too. Who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I looked into different types of bananas. They have ones that grow in different ways, but not down. You know what I mean? There is different types of bananas. I looked into it. I dug pretty deep into it one night. There's images of bananas growing down still, like if you look at them, but I don't know. Some of them are still growing up. Some of them are growing sideways. So I was thinking maybe they grow up at first and then they fall down. But that would be kind of weird. I don't know. I seen them growing in Dominican Republic and they were growing up. I looked. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Ray, we're going to cap it soon.
All right.
It was a good night.
Good talk. Good show.
Did we make much effort? Do we make much progress? Like, how do we
do anything?
How do we live in a Mandela affected world? Answer this question. How do we live in a Mandela affected world, Ray? You tell us. We want to know.
I think the best thing to do is like when you notice them, just point them out to other people that can see it and talk about it. Because then, like, you can prove to yourself that you're not crazy if other people remember it the same way as you. And then there's enough of you, like there's like thousands of people that remember it the same wrong details, the same wrong way about the same thing. Like,
but is it more than pointing out what's right, what was, and what's right and what's wrong? Like, is there more?
It's just to show that there's something else going on here besides what they're telling us, and that they're lying to us, I think. And there could be messages, in some of them. I look for messages in them, and I always find messages, but I don't know. I don't want to get the wrong message. You know what I mean? you got to be careful where you're getting your messages from. You know what I mean? You don't want to get the wrong message.
You definitely don't want to get the wrong messages. However, you need to trust in your gut. your inners of your inners. You gotta
Yeah.
trust that. If you can believe that that comes from God, if you can believe that comes from God, then you're on the right track. And I believe God is the one who is making these signs, these changes. God and the other side, whoever that is, the devil, I don't know, the other force.
So you do believe it? You do believe it's God?
Oh yeah, someone's getting our attention. It's just if we see it or not.
Can I ask you a question? What made you believe or know that it's God? What makes you think that?
Because there's messages behind these Mandela effects, ones that speak personal to different people. I have my personal Mandela effects, seeing these big palm trees all over my house. It's telling me, you know, hey, I'm where I should be, you know. I love living where I'm at, you know.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, these personal Mandela effects that
My dad's birthday changed and
can affect your reality.
Yeah.
If you allow it to. You know, my neighborhood has changed. Those 4 trees that I walk
my
by.
old neighborhood. I got lost in my old neighborhood. I was like,
The 4 trees that I walk by every day in my neighborhood have turned from white to now green. And that was like the thing I noticed throughout my whole walk with those 4 trees.
maybe one day they'll be white again.
Maybe one day they'll be white again. Who knows, right? I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a seasonal thing, but they were beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe it's a different season, but probably not. Maybe it was when they were younger and then they grew up.
Spring here, so why would they go away, right?
Is there certain trees that change colors when they're younger, but then when they get bigger, they stop?
It's that adult size that it's always been. Anyways, stuff like that. Believe in, you know what? The Mandela effect tells you that it's okay to believe in the spirit realm, in the life beyond. What's beyond this? It's what more than what we can see and what we can measure.
I feel like, yeah, you can look at anything as long as you stay armored up, and you know what I mean. Look at whatever you want to look at, wherever your awakening takes you, wherever you feel most comfortable.
You gotta feel comfortable, and you gotta just take that journey, right? Ray, we're both on this journey, whether it's a separate journey, but we're taking the same path, you know, which is towards a certain direction, and we're both going in that journey. And we might not ever get to the end, but you know, some of us have some experience who can help us further along.
And I might change my mind on things eventually and go back and say a completely different thing than I said before, like a year or 2 later or something. But that doesn't mean I flip-flopped or I flim-flammed. That just means I'm willing to change my mind. Like I've seen new evidence or something that proves me wrong. So then I'll admit that I'm wrong and I'll move forward. I'm not going to like dwell over it.
Oh, sure. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doggy.
Thank you for having me on.
You know, I hope we made some progress.
I feel comfortable here on Hieu TV. This is one of my original late night spots before Late Night Live, where I used to hang out before my show. This is where we all used to congregate here, Hieu TV. One day, it'll probably still be the spot where we all come. I hope Hieu starts doing more shows like this. I'll encourage him, but you know, I can't control Hieu. He does what he wants.
You know, I'm
Denny's Diner Hour. What happened to Denny's Diner Hour?
Oh man, I know, right? Did I even do a show at Denny's?
You're the bomb and you're about to blow up. What happened to that?
You know what? Sometimes we gotta move on.
You're done with that one.
Spin things up, but I really told myself that I'm going to be more of a positive light, give positive energy to the community. That is my goal and aim. And if you don't vibe with that, then we'll just go in separate corners in the community, and that's okay.
I like the positive vibes, the positive energy, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I noticed when you and Christian do a show together, it's really positive. You guys are good together.
Yeah, it is what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? The Mandela effect has given me a lot of positivity. It's given me a direction to believe in a higher knowing than what I know as a human being. There's an entity that knows way more than me and has the best intentions for me to become higher, more elevated, more loving, more knowing, more giving. And Ray, thank you for being on the show. You bring a lot of good energy as well.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'll come on anytime, Hugh. Anything you want to do a show about, let me know. If you want to if you need anything done, you need any cartoons done or anything, let us know. We'll do something for you. You need any intros, any music, just let me know.
Ray, you come a long way, from just, coming into the community, having those, the username that everyone thought you were a girl at first.
I planned it all. I planned it all from the very beginning. I was like, I'm not going to come in here and show these people how good I am. I'm going to wait. I'm going to make them wait. I'm going to be full of surprises. And now look, everybody can see all the good things that I can do. So it took time. It took time and finessing, I'm not going to, I'm not going to come in and just be like, look, I can do all this. People will be like, who the fuck is this dude? You know what I mean? It was a slow.
Still think that. Who is this dude? No, but it's good that you bring your own personality, and you create content for your viewers, and
I can do better too. I just I don't have incentive. There's no incentive really. It's like we need the incentive. We're a community, but we don't have housing. You know what I mean? That'd be great. Other than that, I don't know.
Hey, we gotta all figure it out. I gotta figure my shit out too. But we're in it together.
We're in it to win it.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining, and I'm gonna close out.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
We just put 40 bucks in the tank. We got a bag of chips, half a bottle of vape juice, and we're not wearing sunglasses. Level head. We're on a mission from God. They ain't gonna stop us.
Ray, come on, Ray. Ray's gonna freestyle.
Here we go. Ray's gonna freestyle.
He'll do some freestyle for you.
Well, the guy knows he's freestyling, so that's
We're gonna try something different. Check.
Let's let him freestyle, dude. He has no idea what's about to happen right now.
Just 1, 2.
His whole fucking globe indoctrination is about to get fucking stomped. I'm gonna
Yo. This goes on the planet as our band. We just hands up. Get your hands up.
Yeah, boy. Come on, we're the best, baby.
Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? Earth is flat. What you gonna do? Earth is flat. Now what you gonna do? Earth is flat. What you think you're gonna do about it? What you think you're gonna do about it? What you think you're gonna do
DJ
about
is like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? Look at his face. He's like, what?
You're just flat. What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. What you rather do without it? We're the center. The sun and moon moves around us like a clock.
Yeah, Ray.
Moving target.
Yes.
I'm not to get along with you. Just take a pocket. Do you shirt up any context? You start the concert. You want a consolation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get my comments. I know you want it. Just leave another useless comment in the morning. NASA lost it. NASA lost it.
I think the DJ is triggered.
NASA lost it.
Look at Christian trying to do hip hop.
What you gonna do about it? You're flat. Now what you gonna do about it? You're flat. Now what you gonna do about it? You're flat. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it.
I like it.
Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. There is flat, and there is a bunch of us who's always munching on a bunch of stuff around because you think we're cute, then why not cuddle up with us? I know it's flat. Why you think that's a fuss? My papa was the fucking best at shit because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. Earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. There's a Russian with the crew under the pressure of their food. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. There's a Russian with the crew under the pressure after their food. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. What you gonna do about it? Now what you gonna do about it? Asteroids and asteroids too. We got asteroids, asteroids and asteroids too. We got asteroids and asteroids and asteroids too. Asteroids, asteroids and asteroids too. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Earth is flat. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it.
Yeah, they like it. People know what's up, dude. I think they know. Then they seen us around. You'll probably know last night. Nobody's like, get these fuckers off the stage. Everybody loves it. They're probably all flat earthers. Yeah, we love it. We love the creativity.
Time for your
Yeah, dude, that was cool. And dude, everybody's clapping. I know there's not a ton of people there. Everybody's clapping though. Like nobody's like, get these fucking guys out of here. No. Hey, you killed it, dude. That was good,
right
dude.
on beat, right?
Dude, that was really good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, look,
What's
Dave.
next?
I don't know.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. Then God separated the water and the sky. He formed the seas and the land. Then he covered the land with trees and plants. Then he filled the world with all the creatures of the sea. Of the air. And all the creatures of the ground. And then he made us.
Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right.
And the Earth is flat.
Okay, wake up in the morning to the clear blue sky. Turn up the music when I hop in the ride. The windows down, let the whole world see. Ain't nobody rock it like little old me. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I got my trucks and my dickies and I put it on black. Banging Sinatra in a flat Cadillac. My old lady leaning out the whole window. Everybody looking at me walking slow. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. Hey, I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. Okay, one for the money and a two for the show. A three to be a legend, even if I'm poor. I ain't chasing nothing, you gon' have to catch me. And if you wanna take, you gon' have to pay a fee. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. Okay, come on everybody, won't you clap your hands? White folks, do it on time if you can. Sounds good, now here's the plan. Let's all sing together like we in the same band. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. 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 Okay, now we gonna reach another whole new level. Grabbing the light on the run from the devil.
Hold on. Seriously, bro? Sweet. Oh, dude, time to split. Freaking awesome! Let's go. Dude, chill. I got this.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Watch this.
You guys still around? Thanks for joining and watching. Did we make progress on how to live in a Mandela affected world? I believe we tried. We don't have all the answers. Ray doesn't have the answer. I do not have the answer. However, I think we tried. I think the main goal or the main idea is to stay positive. And with the Mandela effect, there's always hope that things will get better, will change for the good. That is my hope, at least. An announcement is that the next Hieu TV episode, we will have Blue Pac-Man on the show. Blue Pac-Man does great Mandela effect videos. If you haven't been on his channel, please check out his channel. He lists a lot of Bible verse Mandela effects, mainly Isaiah 11:6, the lion and the lamb. It was, I think, the first video I showed tonight. That was from Blue Pac-Man. Definitely, it's going to be a fantastic show. And with Jonathan, which is his name, I got to meet him at the first, well, I think his first meetup gathering. It was with Brian Stavely in Huntington Beach. And that was where we met in person, as well as Jacobian Much love there. It was much love there. We had a good time. So now he's going to be on my show. I have the best guests, the ones who like to think, like to question, like to ask questions, and just be inquisitive. And Blue Pac-Man, he's a very smart dude. Sub his channel, definitely. I think with that, thank you for joining. It was lovely, very lovely. The Mandela effect. Don't let it get you affected. Even though we are all affected, have it affect you in a positive light. Anything can change when the Mandela effect is around, and it's around because it's part of our reality. It's just how this operating system of ours works. So we just got to deal with it like a wave. I'm gonna go into I don't know, deep mode. It's just, I believe the Mandela effect is like a wave. A wave is like curls, right? Curls, and it's all one energy, one piece of energy. But different parts of the waves, like it represents time, right? So you first have the wave that is pitching, right? And then it curls and then it crumbles and it has that whitewash. Well, different parts of the water, it represents different times in life. And throughout time, things change, just like how the wave crumbles throughout the wave. It doesn't stay pitched and exact the whole time. And this representation of energy is the same thing as the Mandela effect, or at least in our reality, is that time curls like a wave and it can morph into something completely different, a different reality, guys. That's the great part of living in this Mandela affected life reality type of wave. At different times will show different things. I mean, just point to the Bible. I mean, things have changed in there. So our bodies, have changed. So music, movies, television, the way we spell things. Holy moly. Should I go on? And let's say you can prove 99% of them, right? 99%. If you can't prove 1% and it's a Mandela effect, then boom, this reality of ours, you are Mandela affected, because you got to explain all of them, not just 99% of them, right? That's where I'm headed with the Mandela effect, and I love it. I love the community that it brings, because it tells me you're a free thinker, okay? You're not stuck on flat earth or on the physical. You are a free thinker. You can go towards the Mandela effect. Now, life is shifty, changes all the time, constantly. The thinker statue, right? Now it's this. On the other leg. What the heck? No one sits like this. No one sits like this. If you're thinking and you're sitting like this, like, dude. So the Mandela effect can change a statue made of stone or metal from this to this to this. What is that? Shifty. Monologuing. Remember I used to monologue? All right, I think we're out. Thanks for joining. This is honestly the last time. Promise. Peace out.
The white zone is for the immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. No parking.
Thanks. Here you go.
Oh no, Mary. I couldn't possibly accept that. Not after all we've been through.
Thank you, Lloyd. Good luck with your worms.
Hey. How about a hug?
The white zone is for the immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. No parking.
Oh, I hate goodbyes.
Lloyd.
Just go.
The white.
Be strong.
Apollo, this here when we know it is go. ISS, green screen and wires, it's a puppet show. Here it comes on its predicted night. Don't look up because it's just a light. Black or white, on TV, there's no wrong or right. Out of sight, a blind belief called a satellite. See they fan, just take a picture, pass it off to man. See the man look at the camera and lie. Like so crook, it makes you wonder why. CGI sure looks cool, but we know it's a lie. It's not lying, so forget all that you see. It's not reality, it's just a fantasy. Can't you see what these NASA lies are doing to me? Space is just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life? Space is just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life? So forget all that you see. It's not reality, it's just a fantasy. Can't you see what these NASA lies are doing to me? Space is just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life? just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life? Space is just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life? Space is just a fantasy. Why you live this fantasy life?
About it. It's called Boston Ray Mudsled Adventures on YouTube. Boston Ray, R-A-Y, Boston Ray, that's me. Yeah, look it up, Boston Ray Mudsled Adventures on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is what I do. I gotta catch the bus. I was just telling him about that. I just talked those dudes about the Antiquitech right there. I'm gonna come back and see what's in the ground when they're done. Oh, here we go. He's going to the side. You know what's going to be interesting, right? To see, all right, you see how the basement, all right, first of all, they don't make foundations out of brick, right? I mean, that's a stupid idea, right? You see how the foundation's almost brick right there? Okay, like underneath that is going to be another room. Underneath the basement is going to be another level. And these houses, these old ones, these are from, they say they're from the 1600s. They're older. They're much older. They inherited them and they made false narratives. And the whole thing, if you look up the history of the house, it's all bullshit. These houses are like hundreds and hundreds, the brick ones are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. They just facaded over them, but it's really brick. And then when you go underneath, you'll see there's going to be another basement. Some of them go like 6, 7 levels under the ground. All these houses were built on the same grid. They just came and they took they built on top of the old houses and facaded over them and stack them up, and then they go way under. If you look it up, you can find pictures on Google, wherever. Google construction photos of levels under the ground. You'll see they go all the way down to the subway stations. And those subway stations were here too. It's like, who knows, man? It's really interesting. You should check out my channel if you guys are into this stuff. Boston Ray Mudsled Adventures. I'm going to put this on it. This is cool. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many levels under the ground it goes.
Why?
What? Yeah, 5 levels. You already checked. That's interesting, right? How every building, these old brick ones, they're a lot older than they tell us, man. They're not like they said Everett, the city, was like founded in 1600. It was, but these buildings were already here. The people inherited them, and they built on top of it. And you see that thing on the roof up there? That's not a lightning rod. That's called Antiquitech. That's a free energy device. This house had one too. They all used to be connected. They used to get free energy like Tesla. That's technology that we don't know about from another time that they're suppressing. They don't want us to know how to get free energy like they used to. Think about it. How do you think they built most of these old bricks, right? No electricity. They had horse and buggy, and all these big buildings that old ones in Boston. Well, I have a YouTube channel where I do all these type of research on these old buildings all over Boston. It's called Boston Ray Mud Flood Adventures. You guys should check it out. You guys will like it. I got a lot of good information. My theory is that they didn't fill Boston in, they dug it out. These guys are like, let's get away from this dude. He's nuts. I hit the nail on the head for today. I'm gonna come back to see. You said it goes 5 levels under the ground. He told me 5 levels. That guy told me 5 levels. The bald guy right there. 5 levels under the ground. What? So 5 levels under the ground could be a whole house, dude. Yo, that dude said this thing goes 5 levels under the ground. 5, that could be a whole house. 5 levels. That's a whole house under there. I'm too excited about this shit. It wasn't my bus. Five levels under the ground, dude. I'm Johnny on the spot today, reporting. Look at all that smoke. Uh-oh. 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 What is it? It's a lot of smoke.